All right, Coach. Some positive vibes coming away from that Wisconsin win. I mean, what do you feel like that week did for you to really shape the confidence of this team?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think our team has stayed committed to to working really hard and chasing success, and hadn't shown up to outside eyes or in win columns, but we've slowly seen our team get better, and it was good to see them make shots against Nebraska and then that carry over to Wisconsin and finally find a way to escape with a win.
I mean, McKenna Layton stepping up and really starting to show, she really belongs in that starting rotation. What's something that you've seen out of McKenna lately that's getting her spots?
Yeah, the biggest thing for us is what she brings us defensive rebounding. Whether it's her timing, her length, or just understanding of the game. Her ability to defensive rebound has helped us immensely. Get out in transition, and then she constantly moves in the half court, right? It's no secret that she really only shoots threes, but is still able to get 10, 11, 12 off a game because she's smart and she understands where she's supposed to be. And I think everybody's eyes have started to find, okay, where's McKenna? Because we know she can get a shot off.
What kind of mismatches does she create?
Yeah.
Because usually another team's post player, or the 4 player at least, is defending her.
Especially, really the last 2 games, especially with Nebraska and Wisconsin. Same thing with Rutgers, right? Like they've got 2 traditional post players now. Obviously, Adams can get out on the perimeter and defend. It's kind of like that same mismatch that Sid Parrish creates for Indiana. A stretch 4. Similar lineups when we played Mads at the 4 last year or the year before. McKenna's just smart and knows how to find her spots to get shots off.
Is there just the approach that this team seems to have been taking the last couple games? And then I think early in the year they seemed to maybe put more pressure on themselves to go out and perform, but the last couple games they seemed a little bit more relaxed.
I think just really trying to figure out everything we can to make sure they're in the best headspace to play basketball and compete. And honestly, it comes back to just having fun. We've been intentional in practice, but also super competitive with each other, super competitive with the guys, and kind of try to just find and play with like a joy and a high spirit about who we are and as individuals and as a team. And it's kind of taken some of that pressure off of us. Now we're walking into a situation at Rutgers. They didn't particularly play that well. I don't know that they played poorly. Indiana just shot it really, really good, and Rutgers is going to be hungry and in their gym. They've played some really, really competitive games in the Big Ten, just haven't figured it out yet at home, but they've been right there. So we're going to have to play well.
How do you go about injecting joy into an athletic team, a sports team?
That's not
because you can say all you want, but do you have to do things to make that happen?
We've refused to move on from shooting drills, like team shooting drills, until we get it done. Just things like that where we're finding success in practices, and ultimately, it starts with me. I'm the head of the snake, and I've got to be, no matter what, I've got to have the most joy about myself, and that kind of trickles down to everybody else.
What do you feel like has been the biggest adjustment you've had to maybe make as far as a coach, as you've kind of gone through these rough stretches and now kind of seeing the light at the end of the tunnel? What do you think?
Well, I mean, we got a young basketball team that just played. I don't know where are we at right now in strength schedule, right? Like, and it's all about hard, honest conversations with them, and they none of us have tried to run from it. We've all looked it straight in the eye and I don't lie to them, right? Like strictly honest, and we talked about an opportunity that we just needed to keep getting better until it kind of aligned for us. And granted, you don't want to not win the other games that you're playing, but it was more about us getting better every single day. And I think finally now the outside world is starting to see what we've been feeling.
do you feel like that Wisconsin game was a true leveling up game, like really a showcase for Kendall to show what she can do as an athlete?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. I think at the end of the Nebraska game, if I could go back, I loved what we were doing with the ball screens with Spider, but if I could go back, just to give Spider a breather or two, even though she was on the court, I would have played through KP a little bit more, just to kind of like take some of that pressure off of Spider. And I think that's kind of what we tried to do in the fourth quarter against Wisconsin. I've said it before, like that kid is just a dog and a winner, and wants to find a ways to keep getting better.
Amaya status for Sunday?
Yeah, I haven't talked to Jess, but I'm guessing out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Jordan still?
Yeah, she's
on her
walking
scooter.
in a boot
She's on her
still.
scooter, so.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, I'm doing a feature about Kendall and your sibling too. What's kind of like what's it like, growing up in a family that is just so
Super
sports centric, where you guys will try to beat each other in Monopoly and
No doubt. Monopoly, euchre, any kind of card game, whatever it was. I mean, some of my worst days growing up is when my little brother won. Like anybody could win but my little brother. And to this day still just kind of bleeds deep into, when my parents are competitive, AP's parents are competitive, obviously siblings that are competitive and played in sports, and it's really cool because I see how close I am with my family, and I see how close Kendall is with her family, and to think that sports is kind of like the uniting feature or whatever it is there, is pretty cool. I really love that family.
Oh, your Chiefs are back in the Super Bowl again.
Yes, imagine that.
Is it going to work out for you to get
what,
back and see the game?
If we can, if we can just find a way to beat Rutgers, I don't care where I watch the game. I don't care if they win, as long as we beat Rutgers. That's first and foremost.
You like having this conflict every year, don't you?
I do. It's one that I don't take for granted, and hopefully everybody else can keep winning MVPs, and we'll just keep winning Super Bowl trophies.
What's your score prediction?
My bad too.
What's your score prediction?
37-34 Harrison Butker walk-off field goal.
Okay.